Hang on 1 second. My video doesn't want to move. There we go. All right. Good morning, room 32. How are you today? Hope you're doing well. Today's lesson is going to be module 9.10, common fractions, making comparisons with the same denominator on a number line. All right. So let's go ahead and get started here today. So first of all, we have a number line, you can see, and it shows the whole numbers from 0 to 3. All right. Now, question, if we wanted to divide this number line into fourths, where would we put those marks? Well, I'm going to go ahead and show you each of those marks, and we're going to put fourths all the way across up to 3. Okay. So here it goes. First of all, what I like to do to make it easier on myself is I like to just put the half marks in first. Those make it just a little bit easier because remember, 1/2 is equivalent to 2/4, right? And then I'm going to go ahead and put in my fourth there, and my other fourth there, and there, and there, and there, and there. All right, so if we wanted to read these fractions across the number line, what would we do? We would say 0, then 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4. Now, if we go beyond, do you remember what those are called? Improper fractions. 5/4, 6/4, 7/4, 8/4, 9/4, 10/4, 11/4, and 12/4. Okay, so now let's look at this slide here. Look at that. This slide has exactly what we just talked about. So we're going to move on to the next slide. Okay. But actually, it does ask us a few questions. So if I'm going to jump by fourths to the next fourth, I want to continue jumping by fourths until I get to, let's say I want to get to 7/4. So what would I do? There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this right here would be 7/4. Okay. Now, let's say I wanted to go to 5/4 instead. I would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this right here would be 5/4. Okay. So remember, my 4 got a little bit crazy there. There we go, 5/4. So remember, anytime you go beyond 1, the numerator is going to be greater than the denominator, correct? All right. Now, on this next slide, we have two numbers, okay? On this slide, you can see that we have 6/4 and 3/4. So which of these two fractions is greater? Well, this makes it really easy to tell when you're looking at the numerator. It's very simple to see because when you look at the numerator, unlike the denominator, the numerator tells us how many total parts are being shaded, and that's 6 parts, and this is 3 parts. And they have the same denominator, so really, you could actually kind of cover this up. Let's see, I don't know if this tool works the way I think. Oh, that's just the color tool. Oh, if we were to cover this up, okay, and cover this up, then really it's just like comparing 6 and 3, which is easy for you to know that, right? 6 is greater than 3, all right? So in this case, if we were to write the greater than less than symbol, we would say 6/4. Oh boy, I'm in the wrong mode still. Hang on 1 second. Let me change that. Oh, okay, all right. So let me get back to pen mode. I would write 6/4 is, and I don't know why I'm not getting this, 6/4 is greater than 3/4. How do we show the number line? So look at this, the point from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that's 6/4 right there, correct? And then over here, if we jump 3, we go 1, 2, 3, and that's 3/4. So the distance from 0 to 3/4 would be that much, and the distance from 0 to 6/4 would be that much. Easy to see which is the greater of the two fractions, correct? Now, over here, look at this. Here's another example. 2/4 and 5/4, same concept. If we jump 1, 2, that's 2/4, correct? And if we jump 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's 5/4. All right. Again, remember the trick I told you? That if we cover up this, the denominator on each of these, then really what are we doing? We're looking at 2 and 5. So it's easy to say that 2 is less than 5. So if we put in our greater than less than symbols, we would say 2/4 is less. Oh boy, I'm in that same mode again. I got a pen mode. Okay, 2/4 is, oh boy, hang on a second. Yes, Bubba, hang on. Okay, just hang on a second. Daddy's finishing up the lesson. Sorry for the interruption, guys. Is less than 1/5. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Like I was saying, when we compare two fractions that have the same denominator, we can look at the numerator to guide us, just like we would whole numbers. All right? Now, let's see. I'm actually going to jump over to the lesson because this is just a bunch of the same kinds of problems. And I'm just going to flip through those just in case. All right? And we're just using eighths on this one. Same kind of a concept. If we were to go, what is 9/8, right? We would say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And give me 1 second. Okay, guys, again, my apologies about this. I'm trying my best to record a video, and I have my youngest who's already up and about. So here we go. Yep, good job, Jordan. Okay. Okay, good job. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And that means that we have 9/8 right to there, correct? 9/8. And if we continue on, we can go 10, 11, 12. And there's 12/8 there. Okay? So if you look at that, you're going to see that 9/8 is less than 12/8. Again, what do we say? We can cover up the denominator and we can just look at the numerator. So if we write that symbol in there, 9/8 is less than 12/8. All right, let me jump to the lesson now. And again, I apologize for these extra interruptions in here, but due to time, I want to make sure I get this video out to you guys. And my little guy has decided he wants to be part of the video this morning. Thanks for your understanding. Okay. So on this number line, the distance from 0 to 1 is 1 whole. Use a ruler to draw a line to show where each fraction is located on the number line. Then what are you going to do? Write less than, greater than, or equal to complete each statement. All right? So on this here, I think it says to use a ruler to draw a line to show where each fraction is located. I guess for me, I would say drawing jumps makes more sense to me. So that's what I'm going to do here. So I'm going to go here and go one jump that goes from here all the way to here. That's 4/4. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then one jump that goes from here to there, and that's 1 2/4. So if I write in my symbol, what is it going to say? 4/4 is, and what is it going to be? Is greater than 2/4. All right, let's take a look at page 2, just to peek into that real quick. And we have something very similar, but this time with 8s, and this time with 6. So that's just the same activity we did on the previous page. Now down here, you no longer have a number line. But remember what I said, if you look at the denominator and they're the same, all you have to do is just compare the numerators. So if you were to cover up 6 and 6 as the denominators, and you just said 20 and 18, what would you say? 20 is greater than 18, correct? Now, if we read it correctly with the fraction, with the denominators included, we say 26 is greater than 18/6. All right. Then down here, we have some questions that ask us, on this number line, the distance from 0 to 1 is 1 whole. Write a fraction that matches each description, then draw a line for each fraction to show its location on the number line. Now, I think I'm understanding that draw a line piece a little bit better. What it's asking, it's wanting you to take a line from this arrow and then place it to where it goes here. So it says greater than 4/4, less than 7/4. So you have to just choose a fraction that's greater than 4/4 and less than 7/4. All right. And then you would place the number line. So let's say that I said 5/4 is greater than 4/4 and it's less than 7/4. I could put 1 to 5. So I would just go right there like that. Okay. All right. I hope that was helpful. I'm going to go ahead and end our video here. I'll see you guys on Zoom.